texted me so much leftover pasta. ... Probably insinuating that she'd be willing to bring you some if you want it.
Oh, just tell her sure.
Voice now. God, why are there two different voice things? You've changed Dave's mind. Period. Can you bring him some? Question mark. So you don't even have to text anymore. You just talk, and then the phone does everything else for you.
Yeah. Mine doesn't understand me well enough.
Yeah. Well, it's because you got that Jersey accent. I don't understand what wooder is.
What is this water you speak of?
All
Say
right.
Will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton.
For the where the fuck did my chat go? Fuck, where did it go? God damn it! You know, this is just how my week's been going.
Mhm.
There it is. All right. So for all of you listeners out there, check this shit out. This is Takamaka dark rum from the Seychelles. If you don't know what the Seychelles is, Google it, you fucking idiots.
What's on the bottom of that?
It's on the outside. It's was sitting on the floor
Oh.
underneath the bar. So actually, I don't know what the fuck that was.
Yeah.
So
It's not gonna change the flavor of it.
yeah, you can really only get this in places in like the countries in South Africa, Madagascar, the Seychelles.
Yeah, some I think they've had it at some how you doing? Some thank you. Oh my gosh, this looks good.
She treats us well,
Yes,
ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, she does.
So
shit, the stores, the duty free stores.
Yeah,
I've seen it. It's been in some duty frees
in just like some random like European places.
in European places.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, nice.
So I know Stephanie has
Oh yes,
got as much of it as she possibly could.
yeah. So back when Dave and I were flying in the same squadron together, this was a regular thing that we would get, and people would request it. And yeah, it's good stuff. Really, really good rum. Very hard to find for the average schmuck who only.
Yeah, this isn't the shit you're going to get at some fucking liquor store around
Yeah.
the corner.
So I only have 2 bottles of this left. I've had them for a couple of years now. This has been one of those weeks where it's a fucking rum night. So here we go. Busting the fucking cap for the first time. Oh, listen. Oh, yeah.
That was anticlimactic, honestly, but
It might sound good. I don't know.
oh wow. All right. So
we're going balls deep tonight, guys.
Yeah, this is a Jason drunk episode, ladies and gentlemen. Those are very tasty.
Mm. This is a tasty mac and cheese.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
It's your toast tonight.
It is, and I have one. Believe it or not, I have one prepared.
Nice. Let me just start. Just get a little.
You get your thumb in there and fucking swish that around a little bit.
Don't tell me what to do. You're not my mom.
Oh God, smack you around for misbehaving.
Yeah, let's put a little bit more of that in there.
Yeah, that was a healthy dose you poured in there. I don't know if everybody else noticed that.
Oh Jesus! All right,
Jason's going to be on the floor by the end of this.
Maybe I'll do the responsible thing and pace myself a little bit.
Sure you will.
Yeah, I try, right? And we got all of our usuals. We got Tom, we got Solsky, we got Isaac. Is Rasmussen in there? Oh, yep, there he is. He was the first one to chime in. So you saw our random character of the week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I got his Wikipedia page up. Reactor.
I should pull out. That's what she
said. I think that's what he said.
Column A, low column B. Make sure I'm looking at the right ones here. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Up to 20, you said, right?
Yes, the comics.
Okay. And we're going to have the
physical handheld copies, which we can talk about some of those covers too, because some of the covers are pretty sweet.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff going on in some of these covers too. Like, the half naked broads and the fucking cantina going on in there.
Oh, yeah. I noticed that.
You can almost hear the music.
All right.
Drunk Darth Roscom incoming. Yeah.
Indeed.
Oh, boy.
You sick?
Just no more than usual.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been going around. It's because the fucking weather out here is bullshit. But we'll get into that. No news this week that I could find. It's really been...
I haven't heard anything either.
Yeah, it's all clickbaity shit, or it's all everybody talking about fucking Captain Marvel, which I'm really fucking sick of hearing about that. Yeah, really no news. And I'm sure that's intentional on Disney's part, you know. But we'll get into that. It's starting to even out a little bit.
Right, you're going to need another can of diet.
Nah. I'll just start going rum on the rocks at that point. Yeah.
Salty's going to see Captain Marvel tomorrow.
Cool.
Bronco Fetch wearing shorts and a t-shirt in Boise. Really?
Hold on. Where's my...
What's it, like 40 degrees out there?
Actually, I don't have the patience to look up the weather in Boise right now. I think he's just busting our balls at this point.
Or cold ass balls.
Yes, indeed. I will let you finish before we actually start. Let's see. What else?
Yeah. I should really be sitting here finishing. I got 1,000 more words to write in this paper that was due yesterday.
Oh my God, you're still working on that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you take like a penalty every day that it's late?
Probably. I'll bullshit my way into something. Problem is, every day I've gotten home this week, I've like passed out. Like yesterday, I had a lodge thing. I came home, sat in a chair downstairs, fell asleep. The puppy, like, all laid on me.
Yeah.
Kate woke me up, said, "Hey, don't you have lodge?" I was like, "Fuck."
Oh no.
Threw a tie on, made it to lodge, came home, went to I was like, "Oh, I'm going to work on this a little bit." Nope. Fucking passed out.
Yeah.
How it is, man. I can't fucking do shit.
Yeah.
Yuma, Arizona. We've been to Yuma. Or at least I have. You've probably been out to Yuma.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Plenty of times. I actually lived in Arizona for a year when I was a young child. And spent a little bit of time there over the years.
In fact, there's one of my favorite pictures from being on the road was me standing. Remember that Southwest 737 where the roof blew off?
Yep.
I had my picture taken in front of it because that's where it landed. It landed in Yuma.
Oh, okay.
And the Boeing guys were out there working on it.
Oh, shit.
So I had my picture taken in front of it.
Huh. I thought you were going to talk about the picture on, what was it, Camelback Mountain? You didn't you hike that?
Yeah, that was in Phoenix, not in Yuma.
Yeah, whatever. It's fucking it all looks the same, I tell you that much. No offense, Scott.
Yeah, well, you can be offended all you want. It's 85 fucking degrees there.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Fuck off.
It was 1 on my way into work. Isaac.
Yeah.
1, as in singular. 1 degree.
Uno.
Like, why even bother at that point? It should just be like, fuck.
Yeah, I'm not doing this today. I'm going back in the house.
We should start our own language. And the word fuck will be spelled like 1 with a degree symbol next to it.
So whenever we write that, you'll all know we mean fuck when we write that. When we write 1 degree, it means fuck.
Be funny because then that language, like instead of writing "this is," we just write "de," like we're doing radio logs.
Oh man,
we'll use Q and Z codes and shit.
Yeah. Oh God, remind me to tell you about the whole crew log thing.
Oh yeah,
for us. Yeah, I made some discoveries, and it's like, whoops. Hope no inspectors look for this. So, it's a work thing. Oh, empty already.
I told you you're going to need another one.
Yeah. We need more rum.
No, you don't.
What are you spraying me with? Rum, so nobody believes your story.
Scott, that sounded like Scott twice, but I meant to say Scott. Hey, Scott. Scott has the air show this weekend. Who's flying? Is it the T-Birds? So next year we have the Blue Angels at McGuire.
Do we?
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's just like, for me, it's just like, all right.
I love it, but I love it like the day before.
Yeah.
You know, that Friday when there's nobody there.
Oh, and they're practicing. Yeah.
You get to see the pre-show.
Yeah. You don't have to go out there and fight the crowds and all that shit.
Oh, that was delicioso.
Nice. I will be sure to pass the message.
And it was warm too. I feel like that flush.
Yeah.
Like warm, but not terrible.
Oh, because it was like buffalo chicken mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. So that's good. You know, warms the bones a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Gets you sweating. Because it's fucking cold.
It was 8 on my way in. Yeah, fuck this cold.
Yeah. We'll talk about it. All right.
Are we ready for 30 seconds of silence?
I think we are.
Right.
Oh, let me use my watch.
Oh, okay.
All right. If we're ready, then we're recording. We'll do that. And we'll do it live. Don't have a lot of notes today, guys. So a lot of this is going to be off the cuff. And I do have a bunch of things to rant about. So that should be fun. We good?
Yeah.
All right. And 30 seconds of silence starting now and then followed by your toast.
To Bryce Harper. For giving us Phillies fans something to fucking to cheer about this season.
Yeah.
Not that we weren't building a good lineup already, but that was just the piece de resistance.
Or the icing on the cake, as us Americans would say.
Whatever.
So, yeah, I guess we're getting close to baseball season. Although you wouldn't know it from the fucking outside temperature.
Well, this is why they have spring training in Florida.
Yeah.
Because fuck this.
Yeah. So you'll have to get me spun up on the ins and outs of baseball as we
go along. The baseball.
Yeah, yes. Through the spring. A funny story. So you know how we've been talking about my vacation that I've got coming up in April.
Yep.
And we're spending a whole week at Disneyland.
Yep.
Well, my father, huge Angels fan.
Right.
Like his entire life, him, my grandfather, my uncles, everybody, they're massive. Are they Anaheim Angels now? They've been like the California Angels and the fucking LA Angels and the fucking, I don't know, whatever they are now.
I think they're Anaheim Angels, to be honest. But don't quote me on that.
But anyway, he's like, well, if you're going to be in fucking Anaheim for a week at Disneyland, let's go to a fucking ball game one night. Bring the kids, bring Kristen. We'll do that. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Hot dogs, some, Cracker Jacks.
Yeah. So we did a little research. You know who they're playing that week?
Don't tell me the Phillies.
It's not the Phillies.
Oh.
It's the Yankees.
Fuck the Yankees.
Well, and so I'm like, are we going to be able to get tickets for this? And my dad's like, fuck, hold on. No, they're all sold out. God damn it.
Of course.
He's
fucking
like,
Yankees.
So we'll have to like pay scalpers. And I'm like, I'm not that fucking interested. So
yeah, that's fuck the Yankees. God damn it. Yeah. But I mean, the Angels they got Mike Trout out there. He's a local kid. Millville, New Jersey is about 50 minutes from here.
Yeah.
Where he grew up and played high school. That's why you always see him in the end zones. Huge Eagles fan.
Right.
Huge Eagles fan. So he apparently he stays with mom and dad when he's in town, and
Nice.
you know, it gets great seats to fucking watch the Eagles play. And,
I would imagine.
And the fact is, Bryce Harper today it was, you know, basically calling out Trout and say, hey man, you know I'm going to be calling for you here in 2020 when Trout's a free agent. So I'm sure there's a lot of Angels fans all pissed off.
Nice.
So much so that apparently the Angels ownership is like pitching some sort of fit with Major League Baseball about Harper, you know, saying this shit about, you know, getting Mike Trout to the Phillies in 2020, which grow the fuck up.
Well, yeah, because I guess like if it was like real, like serious, then you know that could be some like collusion and some shit.
Whatever. It's a ball player on fucking Twitter being like, "Yo, man, come on out. This place is cool, yo."
Yeah. Right. So you can't fault him for that. But
no,
it's whatever.
Yeah, grow up, Angels. Like, you know what? Pay Mike Trout the fucking money he deserves. Pay him Bryce Harper money, and you know Trout's not going to leave. He's not going to just roll out of there. Yeah. And oh, by the way, this Phillies, they can't fucking afford Trout and Harper. Not in a million fucking years is that could happen. No fucking way.
Okay, I thought they were like a big market team. I mean, not as big as fucking New York, obviously.
Well, that's the problem. Like, you have the New York market team where, you know, the Yankees could put that on their fucking payroll.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but the Phillies, yeah, it's a major sports market, but as far as like the baseball end of it goes, it's not competing with the Yankees. You know, now maybe, you know, you bring a Bryce Harper in, you get a really fucking solid lineup, have yourself a good season, then maybe. But even when we were winning all those games in the early 2000s, like through to 2008, the World Series, and in 2009 losing those fuckface Yankees, you know, and then in fucking 10 getting cheated by fucking Tony La Russa and those St. Louis fucking faggots. So you know what? We should stop talking about baseball.
This is not the baseball podcast.
We're taking an entirely different way.
Yeah, we'll get there.
As noted, I am sporting my new Phillies hat because
it looks brand new. It looks like you just took it off the fucking shelf.
Yeah, it's a brand new Phillies hat with the guy Lids talked me into having a little. This is Bryce Harper's like signature, like nice. Stitched into it with the number 3.
They're already fucking marketing that shit.
Oh yeah, I'm already on the Bryce Harper bandwagon. I think it's a great move for my team, and I've said it when we're doing the football podcast. I've already made comments about how much I love baseball and football. And all that
got you in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, and we're not going to talk about that at all. But it's baseball season, which means it should be warmer weather. Should be. Well, someday
we will get to that. But before we get to that, hello everyone, and welcome back to All Things Star Wars, the greatest Star Wars podcast in the galaxy, though you wouldn't know it. I'm Mr. Jason Roscom. With me each and every single week, the Darth Vader to my Palpatine, Dave Martin. Hello, Dave.
Hello, Jason.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you? I'm going to tell you how Jason is.
I'm drinking rum right now.
He's in the hard liquor. Yes, this is. You've seen the wine phase with Jason. You've seen the beer phase of Jason. Now you're about to see the Tekamaka phase of Jason.
I don't think we've ever recorded when I've drank hard liquor, have we?
Party liquor? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. Wow. You know how long this stuff's been sitting around? It's almost got like a little it's just a little color. It's a little extra color to it.
Yeah. Well,
shit floating around in the bottom. Some of that Seychelles fucking sand.
Yeah.
Float around in
For
there.
those of you who aren't subscribed to our YouTube channel and didn't check all of our pre-show banter, this is Takamaka rum that I'm drinking tonight, which is very native to the Seychelles, which if you don't know what it is, Google it, you fucking idiots. But it's rum that you cannot get here in just any fucking store in the United States. You got to travel overseas to get some of this shit.
Actually, I don't know if you could see it. It says like it's Seychelles and blazoned in the bottle.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how fucking good it is.
Yeah. It's the spirit of the Seychelles.
Yeah. And it's fucking delicious. And
it is very good.
It's one of 2 bottles that I have left. And it's just been that kind of a week where I fucking cracked it tonight.
And it's Wednesday. Like, this is like, Jason, it is remarkable. Like, I don't know what's going on this week. Maybe it's because of the weather. Maybe it's the way the earth is tilting right now. But this has been the longest fucking week.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like I was sitting there today going, it's fucking Wednesday.
Yeah,
it's only Wednesday.
Only Wednesday.
And I don't even have the work weekend that you got to fucking worry about. I have other work weekend shit to do.
Oh, sure.
Just not at at the base. So
yeah, it's always busy in the Martin household.
Yeah, God, there's always something going on at the Martins.
Yeah. So anyway, what are we talking about this week?
God, fuck if I know. I think we're doing some comics. I don't know. What we are doing, like, to bring some level of professionalism into this podcast.
That was out
Jason.
the window like in 5 seconds.
We are doing episodes. Well, not episodes. We're doing books 11 through 20 of the second iteration of the Darth Vader Marvel comic.
Yes, not to be confused with the first one that came out in 2015. Right. This is the 2017 edition. Way to go, Marvel.
Yeah. However, this is definitely the better one and more deserving of the title. Mm-hmm. But yes, we're going to be doing all of these books. Yes. And I may or may not have read them. I may or may not have read them even recently.
Yeah.
Well, I would guarantee you I have not read them recently.
Okay.
I guarantee that I've not read them recently. So it's going to be new for all of us.
Yeah, why not? Fuck it. We'll do it live.
As we are indeed doing it live.
As we tend to do. Oh. So before we... You okay?
Balls are sticking to my leg.
Oh, God. That's great for the audio. So anyway... So this is episode 96.
Even better for the visual audience.
So we are almost there. Fucking episode 100 is right around the corner. We are under a month until we do episode 100. And it's fucking weird to think about, first of all. Like, not even thinking about the people that are actually coming out for episode 100. It's just weird to think about the fact that we've been doing this for 100 fucking episodes.
I know. So there's a bunch of stuff that, like, is going to correspond to this, right? So one of them is... You know, the century mark for anything is pretty fucking impressive, especially since we're doing it weekly.
Yeah.
So that means that after we do the 100th episode, or when that airs, that means in 4 weeks, it'll be May the 4th yet again.
Yes. Our official 2-year anniversary.
2-year annivery. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
2 fucking years of doing this nonsense.
Yeah. And it honestly, for me, it doesn't feel like it.
Oh, fuck no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Even that, you think about that whole time that you were out in fucking Mississippi and in Texas, we're doing remote recordings, all this shit. Ancient history, like fucking ancient history. It's so fucking funny. It just, so as we've been like kind of, Jason's interest has been peaked lately about like some astronomy stuff. And we're like, I really, really, really want to get deeper into that at some point.
Oh yeah.
But it does make you think about like time, right? So as we're getting older, maybe as the timeline gets shorter, you know, and it, like, oh God, you know, this seems like the longest week ever, right? But really in the grand scheme of things, like,
it's nothing.
How fast we're almost in mid fucking March, dude.
Yeah.
It's like we're well into this lousy March weather. And I'm like, oh, I have so much shit going on this month, like for Lodge and like there's all these things. I'm like, oh, those are months away. No, they're not. They're now. Everything that's happening now is happening now. It's fucking ridiculous. It's like, why? God, can I just sit down and take a breath for 1 minute without fucking all this shit come flying by?
And I mean, is it like this for everybody? Honestly, when you reach a certain age, does it get to the point where your life is really just flashing in front of your eyes? Where just time is moving so rapidly, so fucking fast.
It has to. That's why I think you get so many of these people that if they have the ability, they just say, fuck it. We're just going to get in a goddamn van and we're going to drive around, do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's how they're going to live their lives, because otherwise you're just sitting on the front porch watching your life go by. And it's just, and you know, I was kidding before we came on the air. But I have this ethics paper that I got to fucking finish, right? I'm a third of the way through. And one of the things that, you know, I'm writing about in there is just this inability to like say no. And like that I have to like always, if there's something broken, I always have to fix it and this type of shit.
Well, that sounds like you.
Yeah. So and I think by doing that basically my life being that busy, sometimes life is getting by me. Like, so that's another reason to kind of pare back and go, like, at some point in my life, I'm going to have to be like, I'm going to just like do just enough to fucking maintain steerage, to use a naval term. You know what I mean? Just like, just go fast enough to maintain steerage. And hopefully, you know, things don't pass you by quite so quickly.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you don't want to be that guy on your deathbed, like, oh fuck, I wish I had done this and I wish I had done that.
Dude,
and I wish I had not worked so much.
I'm gonna be a guy on my deathbed going like, it's just fucking. There's not gonna be any. There's gonna. All I'm gonna be talking about is penguins and fucking random Star Wars nonsense.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's like my penguins, my iceberg, fucking. I don't know what happened. Like that's all he talks about anymore. The grandkids, the great grandkids will be like, what's it mean by the iceberg? I don't understand what the old man's saying.
Sidebar, everybody in my squadron now knows the penguin theory. They all know about the penguins. They know anytime I say something about, one of those penguins jumped off last week, and they all know what I'm talking about. And some of them have even been using it themselves. So.
Yes. Well, it is very, very catchy.
Yes.
We are producers of catchy things.
Hence the podcast. Oh, by the way, my commander now listens to the podcast.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Awesome.
So take that for what it's worth.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? You're going to hear some shit, dude.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about it.
Yeah.
This is not to be held against anyone, but fuck.
Yeah.
And we say fuck a lot.
We do.
So
this is not for the faint of heart.
Turn it up, because fucking A.
Yeah. And Solsky says that's how he feels all the time. I'm assuming he means
life passing by.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. It really is.
Yeah.
And it's the Ferris Bueller, the quote out of Ferris Bueller is just perfect. Sometimes life moves pretty fast. Sometimes you just have to do something, or you're gonna let it pass you by.
Smell the roses? I don't know.
No, it was the whole thing. God damn it! I was on a roll.
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Come on,
it's a good movie. I've seen it many times.
I can hear the music. Life moves pretty fast.
Somebody help us out in the chat.
If you don't, fuck. God damn it! This is what happens. The penguins. Fucking goddamn! All these penguins are just drowning.
So anyway, one note that I had:
Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars. We're doing a Star Wars podcast.
Nothing but Star Wars, except for the 15 minutes that we've talked about everything else.
If we don't get back to a regular recording schedule, I think we're going to have a revolt of our regular listeners. Because if you're a member of the All Things Star Wars Sidebar Cantina private Facebook group, these motherfuckers are ready to come at us with pitchforks and fucking string us up for not recording on Mondays like we were for a short period of time. Like fucking Bronco Fett and all these guys, they get very upset when
they did get used to the Monday schedule. Mondays worked out great when I wasn't fucking in charge of my my lodge. So we'll make Mondays a priority.
Yeah.
This week it was all on that guy. It was all on Jason. It wasn't me.
All the blame.
I was ready. Well, I wasn't ready, but I would have been here to tape. I would have been less ready than I am now, which is saying a lot because I'm really not ready for this episode.
Right.
So, yeah, it's all Jason. So you can blame him this week, and then next week, probably blame me. Although I think Monday. I think we're good for Monday next week. Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and say it live,
as long as some crazy shit doesn't happen with me, which who the fuck knows at this point.
Nah, worse. The crazy. If anything's crazy, that just means you'll have more time off.
Yeah, and I'll have more shit to rant about. So
Star Wars, everything Star Wars. If I keep singing that, will we have to pay royalties? Or is it so far out of tune that it just doesn't
Yeah, I think you're good.
All right, fair. No, I'm not. That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, Monday. I'm gonna put it in the thing right now. Riveting for the audience here as Jason fucking tops off his Takamaka.
Oh, we haven't done this in a while. What would Lando say at a time like this?
It's a dynamite taste. We haven't done that in a while.
No, we haven't. So it's good. It's good. We're getting back to some of our old bits.
There you go.
All right. Speaking of bits, we have a new bit that we've been trying to do, and that was our random character of the week.
It's not really new anymore.
Well, I mean, this is only the third time we've done it. So
is it still new? Is 3 times considered new?
Depends on who you ask. It's all from a certain point of view.
37
in a row. So loyal listener Scott Rasmussen, who also has his own podcast, the Use and Abuse podcast. If you don't listen to it, you really should go subscribe today.
Which he's finishing up the notes for, so he can tape after our episode.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Scott.
Yes. So that being said, Scott picked our random character of the week this week, and it was a good one, I think. and that's Kip Duron.
I'd actually heard. This is not an unfamiliar character to me.
Yeah. I mean, you read the New Jedi Order, so you should be familiar with him. And I think he was also part of some of the shit that happened afterwards. So anyway, I'm going to read just a little excerpt from his Wikipedia page, and that's Kip Duron was a human male who was a polarizing figure in the galactic history, both leading Jedi Master in Luke Skywalker's New Jedi Order and a man responsible for the many deaths during his anti-imperial rampage in 11 ABY. Incarcerated in the spice mines of Kessel by the Galactic Empire at an early age, Duron's deep anger against the imprisoners was easily exploited by the spirit of the Dark Lord of the Sith, Exar Kun. Once Han Solo rescued the young Force-sensitive and took him to Luke Skywalker's Jedi Praxium on Yavin 4, under Kun's guidance, Duron stole the Sun Crusher superweapon and embarked upon a vendetta, destroying several Imperial targets and unwittingly killing his own brother in the process. Only after Kun's influence had been banished did Duron begin a long quest for absolution, which led him to become Skywalker's most talented pupil and one of the first Jedi Masters of the New Jedi Order. Despite Duron's reformation, his desire to repent for his actions manifested itself in a high-profile campaign against smugglers in the Outer Rim territory, as part of the philosophy of direct action against those whom he perceived as wrongdoers. When the extragalactic Yuuzhan Vong attacked the galaxy in 25 ABY, Duron was one of the first to meet the threat, losing his apprentice and many other fellow Jedi in the opening months of the war. So that's where I'm going to stop, because that's pretty much my extent of knowledge of his character.
Yuuzhan Vong.
Yeah, and what they were talking about with Exar Kun and the Spirit, that all happened during the Jedi Academy trilogy, if I remember correctly. It's been fucking 20 years since I read those books, so bear with me. I'm getting some of the details wrong, but yeah, I do remember his character, and I specifically remember him more in the New Jedi Order series, because they talked about him, and he reminded me of fucking Iceman from Top Gun. He had his starfighter, he had his fucking crew of the fucking gay Jedi who were all with him,
right?
And they were again running on the Outer Rim, taking down smugglers on their own. They weren't really following any kind of order. This wasn't until after the whole New Jedi Order was established and all that he kind of fell in line a little bit.
Right.
But he was always kind of a hot shot fucking guy who went off and did his own thing, sought a lot of vengeance, and yeah, that was what I mostly remember him from, was fucking from the New Jedi Order.
Val Kilmer.
Yeah. They're gay. They represent the gay man.
That's really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Oh shit.
Needs
more Coke.
Yeah, it does.
Oh God.
Did you put more rum in that?
Maybe.
Jesus Christ. Kristen, I feel really bad for you.
Well, it's really going to be irrelevant for her. It's because once we're done recording here, I'm probably just going to go pass out in the bed.
Probably. So. And then you're going to feel like absolute garbage tomorrow.
Fun fact. Yeah. I thought I was going to be hungover last week when I drank a whole bottle of red wine on the show. I was fine. I chugged 2 big jugs of water, and
I was
good the next morning.
I don't think you're going to get the same benefit out of the 40% fucking rum. That's basically African kerosene. So
yeah. It is good, though.
But it's tasty African kerosene.
Yeah, it's so tasty too.
It's made with the melange, from the spice from Dune.
Yeah. So, I mean, for you, do you remember anything specific about Kip Duron, especially?
To be honest, no, I don't. I remember the name from reading it in the books, but I couldn't spout off anything. It has been 20 years since I've read those books, but it's been long enough where I've read so much more stuff now that again, the penguin analogy is it definitely, those penguins have swam off and done other things.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what's, a sidebar, a fun Star Wars sidebar.
Sure.
Maybe not that much fun, but you think about out of some of those older Legends materials, I remember specifically, all right, let me try and let me actually try and make a coherent thought here. It's not working.
Use your words, Dave.
Yeah, I'm trying to use my words, and it's not fucking hell. It's not working.
Yeah.
So I'm sneaking in a little bit of Old Republic, right?
Nice. Oh, we're going to talk about that later too.
I'm sneaking it in. So when we're talking about the Killiks and some other stuff, it makes me think of the hive mind stuff. And there's in the Legends materials or in the old expanded universe, they had this whole portion that there was a group of young Jedi that became part of the hive mind, and even when they were rescued, they still maintained that telepathic capability between the three of them.
Yeah, and those were Killiks in that trilogy too.
Right,
that we're talking about, and Kip Duron was involved in that, by the way.
Yes, that's okay. So that's why all those. See, yes, yes,
he drew all those lines. He made the connections.
Oh! And the crowd goes wild. He pulled that one straight out of his ass, folks, right out of his ass, and it's stuck to the wall. Yes, I'm spent. I'm just.
So you're not gonna finish your thought. You just made that connection. And I'm good.
That was it. That was dope. I'm done. Fucking, you've got it from here, Jason.
I think you were finished. Okay.
Oh my God,
that's good stuff. So yeah, he was involved in that. And the Killiks, Old Republic, which we've been playing a little bit here and there.
I'm sure we'll get into that in our weeks, since that's about all I've got going on.
Yeah. So Kip Duron, really good character. I didn't want to read any more of his Wikipedia page because, quite frankly, I haven't read beyond the New Jedi Order. We've established this throughout the course of the podcast, and I still fully intend to. Once episode 9 ends and no more movies are on the horizon, I'm still considering shifting tactics and going back to Legends material, going back to this alternate universe. Do you need another Coke? I've got a couple more in my bag of tricks.
I don't know.
You probably made that shit flat as could fucking be. So.
Oh yeah, that's fine. This shit's done. No, I got one over here.
All right.
You know what? Here, trade.
And I can
put that one in the ice, and I will take some ice.
You want some ice?
Do you feel the rails?
Okay.
Boom! Like right off.
So what am I doing? So am I giving you this?
Well, give me a cold one, and you take the warm one.
Whatever. Dave's killing my flow here.
Come on, look, I'm drinking freaking unleaded Diet Cokes here, and you've got the leaded stuff happening over there.
Yeah,
so
I'm fully fucking.
I haven't had like no bullshit. I don't think I've had rum in. I don't even know how long. It's been 4 years, maybe easily.
Yeah,
maybe over 4 years.
That's probably for the best. I mean,
it's
not good for you by any means.
I mean, I've had my nips of whiskey and I've had some beers, but like me and rum we had our fun.
Oh, and
that fun is long since gone.
And sidebar, Isaac Sipe is looking to buy a new rig and play some Old Republic with us when he gets his tax returns back. So Isaac, you would make our fourth, because myself, Dave, Solsky, and you would be the fourth player.
So do we all have to be playing together to make that work? I mean, or can
so I say 4 because the maximum group size is 4. Like when you run Flashpoints, which is their version of Dungeons, it's 4 people.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I envision. Like 4 of us would like go and like run fucking Hammer Station or some of the other Flashpoints, and get fat loot as we all right. So
that's the only so I couldn't be like, so you guys couldn't like just play like for hours on end and collect all that loot, and then I just like jump in afterwards like, I'll take my portion of that, thank you very much.
You'd have to be there. But I mean, we could. Well, what we need to do is we need to make a guild in the fucking game. First of all, like we just need 4 of us online at the same time to make a guild, and then we do that, and then we have the All Things Star Wars podcast guild within Star Wars: The Old Republic,
right?
And then we can all communicate and bullshit with each other and do guild stuff, and
then you get points. And then I get points,
sort of,
and then somebody gets a Ferrari,
sort of.
All right,
yeah. So
that's an obscure. Never mind.
But yes, Isaac, get your tax returns back and play with us, please.
I want some homemade chicken soup.
Fucking
Bronco Fett. I
mean, we can go to Camden. We can find
plenty of
hose around there.
Probably some hose down there, or we go to Home Depot. They have hose there too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we'll have enough time.
That's beyond.
Yeah.
No, it's not sexy points. It's sex points, is it? Or is it sexy points?
I don't even know. what that is.
That started so long ago.
I know, but I was never part of that. You were reading the chat when that first fucking started.
For the sex points.
And I was like not even involved. And then it's just been a recurring thing that I've been completely oblivious to.
Oh, it's so fucking funny. Like fucking so this right here is like I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I don't give a fuck about these comics right now.
Really? You're just going to do that?
Well, I mean, look, we're here to do an episode about these comics, and I'm here to put my best foot, mouth forward, whatever.
Yeah.
But the next comics, which we haven't read yet, I think are going to be the better part of this anyway. Because it's been such a fucking shit week. It really is. I'm more than content to just fucking bullshit about Star Wars stuff and randomness in the fucking chat than and watch you get drunk than I have talk about these fucking comic books.
Yeah.
It's just that.
Well, why don't we take that and move right into our weeks then? Because Kip Duran, great character. Not going to read any more into him though.
Thanks for the character Scott.
And if you don't subscribe to the Used and Abused podcast, fucking do it.
And give him 5-star reviews.
Yes, for God's sake. And give us 5-star reviews too.
We would also like 5-star reviews. And subscribers to YouTube.
Yeah. So there's been no Star Wars news at all this week because I think Disney's putting all their focus on Captain Marvel. And quite frankly, I'm sick of fucking hearing about Captain Marvel. Not just all the fucking like trolley people that are out there doing their whole bit about Captain Marvel, but just the fucking promotion.
Look at what's at the bottom of the Wikipedia page. Right there.
Captain Marvel. God.
At the bottom, as soon as he's saying that, at the bottom of the Wikipedia page that I'm looking at with Kip Duran, it says Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
like there's a fucking link down
Captain
there.
Marvel. Like fucking if you want to see Captain Marvel, fucking go at it. Go see her. Fucking I don't give a shit. I'm just sick of hearing about the fucking movie already. Like I don't care one way or the other.
How you feel right now? How you feel? See, gather this feeling, right? This is how I feel about all the Avengers bullshit.
Right.
That's I do not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck. Mildly interested maybe about something or other. Apparently there's like I'll tell you the one reason I do want to I mildly want to see this movie is because there's a bunch of like female pilots and shit like that. They got a lot of the extras.
Yes.
You know, there might be faces we recognize. Like I know there's I don't even remember her name because all these people that I'm in this unit with now. Like, I don't know all their names.
Well, yeah, and you got to remember,
I've only been there for fucking 4 months.
Dave and I have been in the Air Force for 20 plus years. We knew a lot of female aviators.
Yeah, you're going to see a couple of faces that they were recruiting female aviators to go be part and be extras in this fucking film. So that would be cool. That's, great for women in aviation and shit like that. Take that and ride with it, and that's awesome. Good for you. Yes. But otherwise, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Even Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson being in this fucking movie doesn't even there's no meter movement at all whatsoever for this. And she's not maybe if it was like just the misogynist in me, maybe if she was like just in a half top, maybe. As her fucking, if she was dressed more like Wonder Woman,
or if she had any semblance of an ass, like she's got the flattest ass I've ever seen on any fucking woman in Hollywood. So sorry, that might make me sexist. Guess what? I don't give a fuck.
So so it begins. Jason, here's where Jason opens up the void to where he's going to get just verbally abused.
Hey, no, these fuckers knew what they signed up for when they started listening to this podcast. And if you're brand new to the podcast, fucking buckle up. It gets a lot worse than this. So
yeah, it does.
But
yeah, I mean, I'm like, honestly, it's I how you feel right now about Captain Marvel is how I feel in general about the whole Marvel universe.
Yes.
I just don't give a fuck. I'm mildly interested. I'm sure the effects are going to be good.
Nothing.
But that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. The speculation that there may be a fucking Star Wars trailer.
No, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to fucking
There's
happen.
no way. It's celebration. Like,
that's a celebration.
Yes, I am 100% convinced. Like, I would plunk more money down on the fucking mixer that the first time we see a Star Wars trailer is going to be at Celebration. And fuck you, Solsky and fucking Big Lovin' for getting to go to that.
No, not fuck you, because they're inside men.
Yes,
they're there to give us the scoop.
Yeah, the on the scene reporting and everything else.
Tune into YouTube right now.
Yes.
We will be glued to our fucking phones and other electronic devices. So no, not fuck you.
Oh, and by the way, you guys need to do a crowd reaction when the fucking trailer does debut. Because they're going to debut the trailer. You need to just like start your phones up and just record. You don't have to like have the phone fucking up against your eyes, but just have it kind of down at chest level so you can get the crowd reaction as the first fucking trailer plays. Because I love that shit.
Yeah,
like crowd reaction.
Crowd reaction does well.
Yeah.
I was thinking more of having that like one of those Google like 360 cameras, kind of like, because Big Lovin's, he's a tall guy, right? So you get like a beanie,
big guy.
Almost like wearing a beanie, so it like would be spinning around, and you get like the entire crowd reaction, and then we could overlay that with like the other stuff.
And if you can get it to make the probe droid sounds as it's going, yeah, exactly. So anyway, let's talk about our week a little bit, shall we?
Oh God. Do we really want to?
Yes, we do. So we'll get into some positive stuff first. So we were talking about Old Republic a little bit before. I've been playing that's the only Star Wars related thing I've been doing besides reading Vader comics is playing the Old Republic, which I still fucking love. You can tell that the people that built this video game like really had a love for Star Wars. They put a lot into it, visual wise. Like if you go to some of these planets, like you're on Alderaan right now, right? If you go to Alderaan and you just fucking like pan your camera.
I'm on Nar Shaddaa now.
Oh, you went to Nar Shaddaa, another good example.
Right.
You pan your camera out and you just look into the distance. It's fucking beautiful. The artist did so well in putting a lot of detail into the fucking.
And it's not like it's not like Battlefront graphics where you had to put a lot of intensity into it. This is running off of for me, my graphics card on my fucking laptop it still looks good on a very low end graphics card, you know, and I'm getting the effect of it. I guess you'd say it's almost like you're running a 16-bit game on a 64-bit system, and it looks really good. I'm not saying it's a 16-bit game. It's a poor analogy. Forget I even said it.
Yeah, it's really immersive though. They do a really good job of creating these environments that you can really believe are real. Like Alderaan or fucking Nar Shaddaa. I love Nar Shaddaa, by the way. It's basically, it's like Planet Vegas, as I like to call it, and it's fucking awesome. Which, by the way, every summer they do like this Nar Shaddaa casino event, which you got to get in on. It's
okay.
Have you seen my Gamorrean guard companion that I have?
No.
Well, you can get a companion who's a Gamorrean guard.
Oh, and why?
Well, because they're fucking awesome, first of all. But
fair enough.
But you get that during the Nar Shaddaa summer event.
Okay.
So you basically go to a slot machine and you fucking eventually, if you like hit the jackpot, you get that companion. So
fair enough.
Anyway, so
we'll get there.
So just last night, our loyal listener, Don Solsky, who we love very much, he sent me a direct message on Facebook. He's like, "Hey, dude, don't understand a couple of things in the Old Republic. What's going on?" So I'm like, "Ooh, I actually have a few free minutes. I just got home from the gym, so fuck it." I hopped online and I joined a group with him, and I'm like, "Okay, follow me." And it was the same thing I did with you a couple nights ago, where it's like, no, the one I'm pointing to, no.
Don't, that's at that door, walking around in a fucking circle like an idiot.
Yeah.
Where's your companion? I don't know.
Yeah, but I showed hm around. I taught him a bunch of things, and he specifically asked me too. He's like, "How the fuck am I supposed to know all this stuff organically?" And I'm like, by either playing since the game first came out or knowing somebody who did.
There's no fucking way. Even if you started when the game first came out, you'd had to have been like on a blog or something like that. You'd have to be like other people discovering this, or like you'd have to go to Barnes and Noble and fucking get a 300,000 page book on it, because there's no fucking way all these nooks and crannies that you're supposed to fucking get figured out.
That's the nature of MMORPGs in general, right? Because
I don't play them.
Well, I've been playing them for 20 years now, because I started playing the first MMORPG, well, the first good one, EverQuest, 20 years ago this year. This year is the 20th anniversary of EverQuest, by the way, which you don't care at all, do you?
I feel like we've heard this as early as last week, but go ahead.
Did we talk? Okay, well, whatever.
You did mention this.
So I know MMOs pretty well, so I'm able to follow them.
Did you know that Jason played the very first decent MMO, and that was called EverQuest. Did you guys know that?
You know what? Suck a bag of dicks. So anyway, yeah, he asked me that. I'm like, yeah, really, you either have to just like fucking fuck around for a long period of time and just experiment with shit, or know somebody who knows all this shit.
Oh, speaking of the fucking the stupid transport that you allegedly told me about, like, oh, this whether it's the fucking Chiss whatever transport.
Oh, the speeder.
Yeah, the speeder. Yeah, I'm fucking walking around the woods like a goddamn asshole. Like, oh, this is why I can't play this game, because it fucking takes me 3.5 days to walk around this goddamn mountain because there's no fucking, I can't use one of the guild fucking transport ships to get from here to there. Yeah. So I'm walking out into the fucking middle of nowhere. Oh, I accidentally click a fucking button and I magically transform into a goddamn transport. Like, what the fuck is this? And I had 2 of them. 2 of them in my fucking inventory.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Jason.
Why does this all fall on me?
Because you're the one who was supposed to be telling me this shit.
And that's why I tell you, you need to just bring your laptop to the house. We need to set it up right here. I'll set up right beside you, and I'll show you some things.
But that's
it's hard to chat all this fucking shit. Solsky knows, because last night I'm trying to type.
Solsky, if you get one of these fucking things that looks like like you could be a transport in it, it's a transport. Fucking click it. You'll go way faster, and you can use it in buildings too.
Yeah,
you can drive it through doorways and shit. It's oh god. Like, that's the only reason I could play it for more than I have 15 minutes. I don't have to worry about walking everywhere because there's a transport that I've had in my inventory for God knows how long.
Yeah. I have nothing to say to that. So, and Isaac, yes,
motherfuckers,
they do still do the Rak Ghoul Plague event every month.
You're a Rak Ghoul Plague.
I am. So, all right. On Sunday, I actually had lunch with a longtime guest, Bob Healy.
Long-time fucking ghost.
Yeah. No, it's, he's been busy like all of us. We've all been busy with life and everything else. But I actually got to see him Sunday. It was the first time I've seen him since I've been back from Mississippi and Texas and all that. And
right.
He's doing well.
Is he still not listening to the podcast?
He is actually. In fact, I went onto his Instagram after he and I had lunch. He bought one of our fucking t-shirts. I never even realized it. I'm like, oh, now I feel like a fucking asshole because he bought one of our t-shirts. He took a picture of himself wearing it in the fucking gym, and I never saw it. I'm like,
well, how long ago was that?
Fuck, I don't know. I'll pull up Instagram.
Somebody bought. Shouldn't we be getting something from that?
Like, was that you tell me. You're in charge of the fucking T-Fury.
I don't. It's not T-Fury.
Whatever the fuck we use for people to buy Teespring. I don't know.
It's probably Teespring.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Somebody write that down, and I have to check that because I don't have any fucking clue. Like, people could have been buying this shit. We've got like dozens of dollars in an account somewhere.
I know, right? So, and if you haven't bought an All Things Star Wars t-shirt, fucking get on it. What the fuck's wrong with you? Okay, so he posted this picture.
We haven't even told people that we have t-shirts.
He posted this on August 6th of last year of him in the fucking All Things Star Wars t-shirt. Oh my God, I'm a fucking asshole. So
that just means that he did it August 6th of last year. Isn't that right about when we saw him to do the fucking yoga thing?
Yeah, somewhere around
probably. There. See, it was a target of opportunity.
Yeah. But anyway.
Where are you out now, Bob?
The thoughts and opinions of Dave Martin do not reflect those of Jason Roscom.
Whatever.
So. But no, I saw Bob. We talked Star Wars. We talked all kinds of shit, and it was good to see him again.
Sorry, Tom. I just woke up Tom's wife.
Nice.
Whoops.
Oh, well, tell her to put in some earplugs because we haven't even gotten into my rants yet this week. So on that note, so I just wrote this down. Things that Jason hates. So we talked about work. Fuck, man. I'm to the point where and you and I had this talk yesterday,
right?
Where I'm at this level of frustration with work where I'm just like, you know what? I had kept the door open for staying in longer than my retirement date, potentially trying to make Chief Master Sergeant and all this other stuff. Right now I'm at the point where I'm like, no, I'm the day I can fucking retire. I'm fucking done. I'm so fucking tired right now of the military and the Air Force and all the bureaucracy and everything else. It's just like slowly like drained my soul to the point where I'm just like, I can't do this anymore.
It's not slow. I mean, it's
well, it's been a 23-year process at this point for me.
Well, yeah. Hey, look, it's way better on the other side. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, I bet.
It's and we talked about it. The fucking we were having a conversation today in where I'm working now, and I'm sitting there as a contractor, and I'm on the outside looking in, and it's a completely different unit. You know,
sure.
Their mission's different. Like what they do is different. The air weapon system's different. Everything else. The problems are all the same. Like it's still there's a procurement issue in the Air Force. There's a political aspect to it. You can't just without politicizing it too much. Like when we were building our power, it was fucking make this be the best thing in the world.
Yep.
And you will do it right now. And the military was at the forefront of all that. Now it's the opposite, because the military, and we've now made it so that, okay, in an effort to be fair to contractors and everybody else, we have to go out to the lowest bidder. And now all these people are competing to see how cheaply they can sell it to the government.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the companies that are out there making money are having much better fucking product. And oh, by the way, so is our adversaries who may have access to the same thing. So it's like, we've gone completely, our own success is now turned into our what's ultimately going to be our failure.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. And we are watching it. We are not dumb. Like, you know, we might be sitting here as Star Wars nerds, and but Star Wars, like, extrapolate what you will for like some of the things that we complained about Last Jedi, right? About like the weapons vendors and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
But the reality is, like, okay, we want to procure a weapon system that I want to go ahead and fly in, I don't know, in the next 20 years. They have to be talking about it now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Just go Google the fucking KC-X. KC-X.
Yep.
And that's all you need to fucking know about how long this fucking process is.
And it's not just the Air Force, it's everything. Like getting a new fucking handgun for the Army.
Yeah.
Look how long that took. We've been using the fucking M9 since Vietnam. You know, getting from the M16 to the M4 to getting something beyond that. We have now gotten to ourselves to a point where we're like, okay, in order for anything to happen, it has to take this long ass process. And guess what? We used to make the best shit ever. Now we're settling for the lowest bidder.
Yeah. And
unfortunately, the decision making, again, we're not dumb. We are not dumb guys. Like we have gotten to a point where we're senior non-commissioned officers, or I'm a retired senior non-commissioned officer in the United States Air Force with 20 plus years of experience with procurement and everything else, watching new weapon systems and standing them up. And I can tell you right now, it is a shit show.
Yeah.
And those of us who know this, it's not just us. It's not just us two fucking vets just sitting here. There's everybody that's in it right now is going like, what the ever loving fuck?
Yeah.
And this isn't a goddamn Trump thing. This isn't about current politics. This is politics fucking 15 years ago.
Yeah. This goes back to like the mid 90s.
This goes back to
where this goes
back to the end of the Reaganomics and everything else. But because back then, defense spending, all that shit, it's such a completely different world now.
Yeah.
That you really wonder. You really, really wonder. And I can tell you, I understand your frustration, and it's really hard to just be like, you're in it now and you're trying to like process it. And you're doing your best. And that's what we do. Right. It's that, like, I'm in this fucking thing and I'm going to run myself into the fucking ground to make it the absolute best that it can be. Just, you know, much like this podcast. Although we really,
I think this is our outlet. This isn't running us into the ground. This is our outlet to get like all these other frustrations.
But from working, you know, you get into that mode, and I was like that. You watched me burn myself out in the fucking 150th.
Oh, I did.
And so you do your best, and you get on the other side, and you realize, like, fuck, all that burning that I did, and all the fucking sacrifices that you make at the end of the day. It's like, I made a difference, but not the difference that I thought I was going to make.
Yeah. Like, and I'm in that exact same boat right now. Honestly.
So, and look, here's my answer to you. knowing is half the battle, right?
Yeah.
G.I. Joe, man, knowing is half the battle.
That's right.
So, and you're in that phase now. We're getting close to the end, and you just got to start thinking like, I've done everything I can fucking do to educate these idiots, and like, and I'm still doing it in the job I'm in now. I'm still planting the seeds of like, you can be doing this smarter. If the people that were fucking making these decisions could actually like make a decision based on what's best, as opposed to what they, or let's not even say what's best. Let's say what's right.
Yeah.
And, you know, using my utilitarianism ethics point of view, just fucking, you gotta, I actually asked the question today of like a bunch of people that were standing around and are talking about this particular issue, like a Manning thing. I was like, what is the mission of that weapon system?
Yeah.
What is the mission of that weapon system? Is it to write EPRs? Is it to do all these ancillary things, or is it to execute the fucking mission? Because if that's the case, then that's what should be up on the board. And how do we draw all the circles and arrows to get to that? But that's not what's happening.
And that's what we've gotten away from since, like I said, the mid 90s, as the military has been drawing back, because, you know, this does get into politics. It gets into politics. It gets into budgets. It gets into, you know, all this other shit, you know, where since the time that we enlisted, we've been watching this gradual drawback of forces. It's like, oh, well, we don't need this whole flight of people to handle like military personnel, when we can just create a website and the people can do that shit themselves.
Yeah.
And we're just going to draw back. We're just going to cut all these jobs and have people do this shit themselves.
And then, by the way, it comes back around. We're like, oh shit, we've pulled back too far. Exactly. Now we're going to hire contractors. Like, that's why I'm employed
and that's
right now.
Where we are right now.
Yeah. I'm being employed because they realize they pulled it back too far, and but there's no sustainability there. And it's a foolhardy enterprise. And you know what, Jason? Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. And unfortunately, we are not ignorant.
No, because
and neither is our friend John, who is suffering through the same shit right now.
Yeah, because really, like, for anybody who is not familiar with the military, the senior non-commissioned officers, they're really the people that run the show. Let's just be honest. No. Like, they advise the officers who make the ultimate decisions. But the senior NCOs are the ones who run the fucking show. When at
least we let them believe that they're making the decision.
Yeah, but I mean,
if you got the right officer, sometimes you get these fucking officers. They're like, oh, I'm smarter than you because I went to the Air Force Academy. No, you got a really, really nice free education and an engineering degree that you'll never use, so you can become a fucking airline pilot. And oh, by the way, I take dumps that are smarter than you. So just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Well, that's a tale as old as time, honestly.
Yeah.
The difference between enlisted and officers when it comes to shit like that.
Yeah. So, God, I could just rant. This really could just be like a 2-hour rant about fucking work and the military and all that. So
look, Look, we need a whiteboard. We need a fucking whiteboard. I need to procure us a whiteboard.
Yes.
Because you could be watching this podcast right now, and Jason and I could solve every single problem that the Air Force has right now.
Like,
we could solve the procurement system. We have answers. We're not just bitching. We know how to fix it.
If only I could grab like a 4-star general or even like the fucking president, right? And just grab them and just show them, look at what is fucking actually happening at the ground fucking level. And they'd be like, oh,
it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter at that level, unfortunately. Like it legitimately, it have to take an earth shattering, like look throughout history, like what it took to get to a point where you could take the, let's talk about an airframe. Let's talk about like the P-51 Mustang, right? The P-51 Mustang in World War II went from concept to fucking mass production within the space of a year and a half.
Yeah.
Like, compared to what it takes to take a 5th generation fighter right now to get it from the drawing board to actually engaged in combat effectively, we'll let you know.
Yeah. Google the F-22 and F-35.
F-22 is actually been fairly effective, but the F-35, fuck that shit show.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Motherfuckers can't even breathe in the goddamn thing.
And that's the thing.
Star Wars.
Like, back in the day, it was necessity. Necessity is the mother of invention, right? And we'll leave it at that. So, all right, I'm done with the military. I won't even get into the fucking gate traffic.
No, get into it because listen. So this one of the things that we have to plan for because we both have to commute up to the base, right?
Yeah.
And I get to work early. I get to work the same time that Jason gets to work, right? He has to be at work at 7. All right. I get to work at 7. I don't have to be there till 8. So right. I get a little bit of extra shit done, which means I can leave a little bit earlier.
Well, I do the same thing. I get there at 6 when I don't have to be there at 7.
Right.
So
the idea is that we get out a little bit early to avoid this fucking gate traffic.
Yeah.
They create these choke points to get off of the fucking base.
I'm getting so mad just listening to this.
They have.
Well, this just all goes back to some fucking colonel or some dipshit general who had to pad their fucking resume to get to that next level, who decides like, oh, I think it would be a great idea to install these fucking one-way spikes, these drive spikes that you can only drive over one fucking way.
That you get out like when you're picking up your rental car.
Yeah. And I think we should install those on every fucking exit gate, on every fucking military base. Oh, and by the way, we're going to close that down to one fucking lane because for some reason we don't want to pay for 2 lanes worth of fucking spikes. So, in addition to my 45 fucking minute commute home that I have every single goddamn day, I have to wait 20 fucking minutes to just get off the goddamn base.
Yep. Well, and the best part about that is that so they put these fucking these strips down, right? The spike strips.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking uproar because people weren't getting off the base. You couldn't get off the fucking base.
Yeah, today. 2 hours ago, I was waiting 20 goddamn fucking minutes to get off base to start my 40-minute commute home.
When there's no spike strips. It's only because they refused to open another fucking lane. The same thing out of the main gate. Like I legitimately should be able to go cruise right out the fucking main gate. There's 2 lanes trapped there. Nope. They turned it down to 1 lane.
Yeah.
Because apparently they don't want people fucking escaping the base, and eating up more time. The irony is over on the active duty side, they're at a point where it's like, hey, email your squadron commanders, tell them how long it took you to get off the base so that they can go to the fucking 06s and everything else to make sure that they like this shit gets elevated. Because at the squadron level, those guys, they don't want to get fucking stuck on base either.
No, nobody does.
And honestly, we're at this point right now because all the stuff that's going on right now on the base, the place should be empty, and it's still taking us this fucking long to get off base.
Yeah,
it's insane. So let's bring us back to Star Wars. just for a second, because I brought
one
out
second.
Yeah, 1 second of Star Wars on our Star Wars podcast, right? So I brought this book out, because I brought my comics thing, my comic storage units to be stored here in the studio. So the Death Star owners, the Haynes manual for the Death Star. We've talked about this on the podcast before,
which is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, very, very cool. All of the shit that Jason and I are talking about right now, we work for the Empire, right? There's constantly Empire stuff, lots of Empire stuff. And it's this shit like this. Could you imagine, okay, you're trying to leave the base to go home, and it's like, oh, well, there's a gate closure here because there's some, they decided that they're going to put spike strips down because some old fucking retired stormtrooper fucking decided he's going to drive on the grass. So no, we have to control this ingress and egress point, on and off the base. So we got to do this shit. It's like,
that's our lives.
This is our lives. It's so insane to think about. Oh, here's this giant Death Star. You cannot have the level of just what it takes to actually function on a base like we do.
Yeah.
And not have this shit happen unless you have a tyrannical dictator.
Yeah.
And then
which we're close. We're almost there.
Maybe. Yeah, damn near. But honestly, it's so funny being in the military in this situation. You think about it, if I were a fucking stormtrooper, would I have to deal with this?
No.
Would I just go back to the fucking barracks? I wouldn't have this fucking commute on Alderaan to get to the fucking base because there's fucking yeah. It's a legit thing. It is a legitimate thing.
Yeah.
And these are the extra organizational stressors that they put on you, where it's like, okay, you do all this shit to try and save the world during the day, and then this is even talking about the flying parts of our jobs that we did for all these years that were the most dangerous fucking things ever.
Oh, I could tell some stories
Ever.
About when I literally thought I was about to die.
Several, all of the times,
many times where I'm like, oh, well, this is it.
Yeah, you know? all of those times. And you think about it, like, this is the shit that fucking drives us batshit insane is getting stuck in gate traffic and having all the solutions to the problems that nobody fucking can actually do because of the bureaucracy. And then and they wonder why we go absolutely insane.
Yeah.
When we get out, it's like, ah!
Yeah. And that's why
being some ignorant fucking infantry guy, like, that doesn't have any idea, like these airmen, right? These airmen that fucking get out that have no clue. Like, I didn't realize how clueless. Like, this is why actually, you think about it, being a stormtrooper would be the best, right? Baseline stormtrooper, guy standing around, move along.
All you know is shooting in white uniforms.
That's right. Move along. That guy, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have any fucking clue about the logistics issues that fucking they're having, mining the Tabana gas mines and also the bullshit. All they're doing is fucking getting off on some fucking, all right, we're going to get off the Starship. Like, oh, what the fuck's going on now? Did you hear about the new T8s? They're fucking, they're doing the random bullshit. And that's it. That's all they have to worry about. Because meanwhile, the fucking senior NCOs are going, why the fuck does this suck so bad? Oh my God, this could be so much better if these fucking idiots weren't running it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they wonder why we drink. They like that. I'm willing to bet that the alcoholism rate of senior NCOs is probably the highest of any other demographic. We would put the Russians to shame.
Oh yeah,
the shame. Every Russian male cannot compare to the fucking the NCO and senior NCO corps of the fucking United States.
Oh
military.
Yeah, the greatest alcoholics I've ever known were senior NCOs.
Oh fucking A, right.
Motherfuckers that are shaking like all day at work. It's like, oh man, that guy needs a drink. So
yeah, it's dude. Empire stuff. Lots of Empire stuff this week.
So, you know what else really bothers me? Like, besides this cold fucking weather,
right.
Like you texted me this morning, 20 degrees. Fuck. And I'm like, yeah, fuck.
6 a.m. I'm looking at the car going, yeah, it's 20.
It's March. When I was growing up, you know what March meant? March meant, oh, we might be seeing 90-degree weather soon. That's what March meant
you
for
were
me.
In Bakersfield, California. Like,
yeah.
Not in fucking New Jersey.
Yeah,
ever.
Fucking take me back there, please, because fuck 1 degree. That's
1 degree.
God,
otherwise known as fuck.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm sick of this fucking shit.
It's
seriously, man. It's so fucking cold outside right now. This is the point of the year, every year, where I'm just like, fucking, why don't you put a fucking bullet in my head right now? Because I just don't want to deal with this goddamn winter for another fucking month. Because we've been dealing with this shit for 5 months since goddamn October.
And what's funny is there's going to be one good one. There's going to be one good fucking snowstorm. Which honestly, if it were snow on the ground right now, and it was like, if there was snow on the ground and it was cold, I probably wouldn't even mind it.
Yeah,
because it'd be like, okay, winter. Instead, I'm standing in my, I have the benefit of actually having an office where at my stand-up desk, I get to look at all these windows.
Oh, nice.
Right. So it's fucking great.
Not me.
Yeah. And I think all the years I didn't have a fucking window, all those years, the only time I ever had a fucking window was when I was sitting in the goddamn airplane. Right. So now I got all these fucking windows and it's great. And it's blue skies. And I see a flag is like right outside my window and it's fucking full fucking. Nice. It's like 25, 30 knot winds out there. And if you weren't because there's all those windows and they were all put in the fucking 60s. So none of them have any insulation. So it's cold in there. Yeah. But it's fucking 20 degrees out there with the wind chill. It's like 7. So, but I'm standing there, it's like bright blue skies. I'm like, it actually looks kind of nice out there. And then you go to step outside and your fucking nipples are ripping your coat apart because it's so fucking cold. I'm
airing up my tires this afternoon at like 12:30 because I was so frustrated with work. I'm just like, I got to take a drive. I got to get out of the fucking office. I just have to like clear my head, listen to some music and just drive. So I'm like, all right, my tires are getting a little low. I'll go put some air in my tires. I get outside to put some air in my tires for like 45 seconds, and I'm like, fuck, this is too goddamn cold.
Sidebar, you should put nitrogen in your tires. You should pay a little bit extra money to have nitrogen put in your tires.
Where do you go to do that?
Dealerships will do it.
Which, by the way, I have to go to my dealership anyway, because for some reason, less than 2 years into owning my Volt, my fucking wiper fluid stops working.
Like the pump?
Yeah. Yeah, because there's plenty of fluid in there.
Right.
I put fluid in there, the fucking pump just won't work. When you like hit the thing, it doesn't go, it just does nothing. So thanks, Chevy.
Yeah. Fuck Chevys.
Well,
Fuck Chevys. Fuck Chevys. See, I'm back into being a Ford family after I got my Ford.
Well, either way, that's still American, because by American because
reasons, yeah.
All right, one last thing I want to rant about before we move on to you. One-sided friendships.
Right.
This has been the bane of my fucking existence for as long as I can remember.
Right.
Because I've been told I'm a good listener, right?
Right.
You know, people like to come to me. They like to vent their frustrations. They like to, I don't know. Again, I've been told I've been a good listener. You know, we've been through all this training, fucking active listening, you know, show empathy. What was it like, you know, like showing like, okay, yeah, no, I understand. Like, I can understand why that would be frustrated and all that. Well, I'm to the point now where I'm like fucking burned out on fucking one-sided friendships, and people just like coming to me to just unload their shit, and then they fucking leave. And then like the second I decide like, hey, I'm having this issue, and then they're like, no, I got to get this conversation back to me and whatever. Like, yeah, I fucking like, I'm getting really tired of fucking one-sided friendships, and I have a couple of those going on right now, and I'm just to the point where I'm just like, I don't care anymore, you know?
Yeah.
I was trying to be a good friend to you. You know, I was trying to listen to your problems, trying to be a good mentor or, you know, friend or whatever. And then like the second I like try to like flip the script, you're like, no, I'm good. Let's bring it back to me for a second here. And yeah, that's been the story of my entire adult life, honestly. And I'm just like, okay, I think I'm kind of done with this.
Yeah. So 2 things you have to remember: A, people suck.
Yes.
And B, people fucking suck.
Mm-hmm.
They just do.
Yeah.
That's why, like, you know, honestly, yeah, ask my wife. I can count probably on one hand how many like true friends I've ever had, you know.
Oh, and
like,
full disclosure, you are not this person that I'm referring to.
Well, I would hope not.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. But just along those lines, it's like I've said it on a podcast. I think people know this just of listening to different rants or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's that level of being taken advantage of. It's like, okay, I'm here for you, and I like, you've got a problem. I will do my absolute best to try and solve that problem.
Yeah.
With everything that I could do, and up to and including sacrificing myself for that, and then to not have it reciprocated or to not even get any, like, to have that be the expectation. Is like, no. Yeah. Nope. You do not deserve, like, this is the bad part about Dave. And this is where Jason doesn't need to get. The bad part about Dave is Dave doesn't want those people to live anymore. That's the problem. That's why Dave sees therapy, because Dave doesn't want those people to like, oh, if you're taking advantage of me, I want you to not like breathe my air. Right. Like, literally. Yeah. So like, take pills and don't kill people, Dave. Like that. I'm a little. It's just kind of a jest, but but that's the thing. It's like it gets me so fucking mad that I'm like, I just hate it. That is like so many years of the military. Yeah. And so many years of just people in general. And I did put myself in positions where it's like, I know I can do good. Right. And I'm going to put everything I can into this. Yeah. And I'm not going to do it at all. Yeah. You feel that as a senior NCO, like we were talking about, you feel that responsibility. Like, okay, you're coming to me with your problems. Okay. I'm going to listen. If this is a venting session, I'm just going to listen. If you're really looking to a solution to your problems, I'll try to help you as much as I can. But there has to be a point. that you just go like, all right, you vented. Now that problem right there is your fucking problem.
Sure.
And that's what you end up having to do, because it's like, okay, yeah, okay, go ahead. Let's get the waterworks going, whatever it is that you're going to do. But you made this problem for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a solution set. Go and enable it.
Yeah.
And now I've exhausted anything I'm going to put into this, because if I get involved emotionally in this, then I'm only going to hurt myself.
Yeah.
Because you're certainly not going to appreciate the effort that I'm going to put into it.
Yeah.
So look, yeah, I have the tools as a senior NCO to fucking get you pointed in the right direction. And that's all you need to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's the point where I've gotten to, and myself, I've put myself out there. I've let myself be a good listener. It's like, okay, all right, I'll listen to you, blah, 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 blah.
Such a good Star Wars podcast.
Is that what we're doing?
Star Wars.
Jesus. Yeah.
Star Wars. But this is good. This is what we're here for.
And I've gotten to a point with a couple of individuals in my current place of business where it's like, okay, I will sit here for like 2 hours every day and listen to all of your shit. But the second I try to reciprocate that, you bring it back to you. It's like, okay, I see where we are right now.
Yep.
So I'm to the point where like I'm ready to close down. I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
No.
And you know what?
It sounds like your fucking problem. So deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or what's one of the guys at work uses right now? Yeah, it sucks to suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hey, I thought I gave you like an idea, like, oh wait, you keep getting yourself into some fucking bullshit relationship. You know what? I'm starting to go like there's some like, because if family shit happens like that too, right?
Well,
or it's just like it's like, oh, okay, well, let's see. You made this mistake, and then okay, well, people said maybe you shouldn't make that mistake, and then you went ahead and made that mistake anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then okay, you're going to continue to make those mistakes, and oh, by the way, everyone else owes you something because you made those mistakes. No, we don't. And don't fucking ask me for anything ever again, because fuck you. And stop expecting everyone else. The world does not revolve around you, because you are a fucking twat.
Yeah.
Sorry. You and your dumb ass and whatever it is that you think the world owes you, guess what? You got yourself into that fucking trouble. Now you handle it.
Yeah.
Sometimes that shit just gets wrung dry, and that's the way you have to be with people.
And that's basically to the point where I'm getting right now, because I'm just like, you know what? I've listened to you, and at this point, you're like a broken record. Yeah. And
I'm looking for a Star Wars like flag to wave, just to remind people that we're the Star Wars podcast.
We are a Star Wars podcast, but yeah, no, that's where I'm getting. I'm just like, for years, for the longest time, I was always told, oh, you're such a good listener, you're a good guy.
Do you know what fucking sucks is when you're standing there. This is the point, right? What happened? Oh, you're looking at the time.
Oh, go ahead.
This is the point where I'm at the grocery store, right? And I just being polite, saying like, oh, hi, how are you? And all of a sudden, like, next thing I know, I'm hearing about somebody's life story about like, oh, how, yeah, my kid did this, or, oh, my son did this. And, that didn't turn out. There was a car accident, and then like all this other stuff. I'm like, oh, fuck me. Why am I hearing your life story? And my wife can vouch for this. She's witnessed it. Like all of a sudden it's just like, okay, well, have a nice life.
And I think that goes to the personality that you and I have. Where it's like,
but that's the ironic part of it. I fucking hate people. I hate people,
but you're empathetic.
Why?
Even to the most random people, and I've seen it.
God,
because I will attest. Long before the All Things Star Wars podcast existed, long before Dave and Jason were the two Star Wars guys, you and I barely knew each other, and I can remember times where I'd be having issues back, in the old squadron, and you'd be like, "Hey, dude, you all right? Everything cool?" And you don't see that very often anymore. It's that compassion, that empathy, the Jedi, the Jedi, they have compassion, right? That's one of the tenets of the Jedi.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I'll always remember. You and I walking down the hall, you passing me and be like, "You all right? Everything good?"
Oh yeah, well, Jason made it obvious. Like sometimes Jason angry face, like stomping around, like something's up with that guy. Maybe somebody just needs to say hi to him.
But that's the difference. That's the difference between people like us and people that are what we call the psychic vampires. That all they want to do is suck your life force, and they don't want to give anything back.
The psychic vampires, I fucking love that.
Yeah.
Oh, on that note, you should go pee.
I really need to pee. So we're going to take a break, and we will be right back after this word from our lovely sponsors.
Which sponsors? Oh, I was going to say, should I be singing something? It's a dynamite. It's a Star Wars podcast, folks. This is good. Pee break number 1. Yeah, a continuous pee break. Let me catch up in the chat. Blah 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 blah. I think everyone's just kind of listening, toned out, waking up the neighbors. Speed up the video later. Watch the rum level drop. Yeah, that'd actually be pretty funny. If it gets past here, we're in trouble. That's like I'd say past the H in the Seychelles. But for the YouTube audience, it's the only ones that are going to pick up on this. It's really funny that when you get to a point, people don't realize that the military is a job. They really don't. When you talk to people about like, oh, and they're thank you for your service and shit like that. When you get to a certain level of being in the military, it's a job. You have to go. You have to produce paperwork. You have to. You're managing. You're not just managing the war fighters. You're managing. People. You get kids that get DUIs. You're managing. People that can't show up to work on time. You're doing all these things just like a normal fucking job, and people just don't understand it. Once you get to that level, when you're a non-commissioned officer, senior non-commissioned officer, that's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with regular, normal job shit, and it's fucking aggravating, especially in a scenario where you think in the military is like, oh, well, you should be able to just fucking nip that in the bud right away. You can't. It just doesn't work that way. It's not the old days where, maybe in the Marines, maybe in the Army, it works that way. The Air Force, it certainly doesn't. The Air Force in its corporate culture, you can't get away with disciplining people anymore.
No.
DUIs, yes, you're fucked. You go to DUI, you're fucked. You fail a PT test, you're fucked. But for the other shit, like, oh yeah, you didn't show up to work on time, you get paperwork and everything else, but what's going to happen?
There's no follow through.
No, there isn't. And it's a to relate it to something in Star Wars where Vader if you didn't perform for Vader and you fucked something up, you came out of light speed too close to a fucking planet and took away the element of surprise. Guess what? You get the shit choked out of you, and the fucking next guy got stepped up.
Yeah.
Right. That doesn't exist in the military.
No.
There's now
where there used to be an equivalent.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Back in the day, but now it's litigious, and it'd be an interesting book to write about the difference between the all volunteer military and how it's run compared to how it was with the draft.
Yeah.
Think of the war fighters that came out and the greatest generation of those kids that were drafted to go and defeat an enemy as it was. And now we've been fighting a war almost our entire career that is the enemy has changed faces so many times that you don't exactly know what you're fighting against. And kids are coming in they're volunteering to be in the military to pay for college. The anticipation of going to war is just not the same unless they're becoming a Marine or they're some Army infantry guy. So it's such a strange dynamic. And, the Air Force wonders, why it's a mess right now. And it is, it's like, the Air Force wants to be run like a business. And unfortunately, when the Air Force is not designed to turn a profit. So you can't run a business that has no intention of turning a profit.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's called the government. So I'm going to go pee.
All right, you do that. I'm going to try to get caught up here. All right, Vader. Right. That kind of stuff.
Oh my fucking God, it's cold.
Yes, it is. It helps when you're 3 sheets to the wind. So we're gonna minimize this. Holy fuck, I'm drunk. Wow. Sorry for the silence. Yeah, God. It's been a bad week for me. I'm at a frustration point where I'm done, man. Like, I hit a point where I could stay beyond my retirement date, but like I told Dave in a recent text message, like I'm done, man. Like I don't think I want to stay any longer than my 20-year retirement mark, honestly. Like I could and I could pad my retirement, but I don't think it's worth it.
It's not worth
at this
it.
point.
It's not worth it. Everything
All
gets
right.
better when you get out.
Yeah. Back. All right.
God,
We good?
Nipples are hard. There, it's cold.
I suppose. Yeah, so anyway. 30, we'll say 5.
All right.
Back. All right, so give me 15 seconds and we'll roll into it. Holy shit, man. I am really fucking drunk right now. And look at that. That's all I did was like that much rum.
Actually, it was probably like that because it only fills to there. But that's fucking plenty.
Whatever. Fuck you.
I don't need to join now. I've already joined.
All right. 15 seconds. Starting now. And we're back. So all kinds of background noise. It's really hard to focus and concentrate and whatnot. So Vader comics, right?
So fair warning to anyone who's YouTube listeners, you've obviously, or YouTube watchers, you've suffered through it to this point. Is it time to break out the knives? Jason doesn't carry a knife, so it'd be irrelevant.
Dave's the one who carries knives.
Yes.
Always.
Always, at least, usually two. So I think it was somewhere in the beginning of this podcast, we need to put in a note like, okay, if you don't want to listen about like everything that's wrong with the military,
yeah,
fast forward to this point. So we're going to start
fast
talking about
forward to 1 hour, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Because...
What fucking hell, 1 hour, 15 minutes. All right. So yeah. So let's get into this.
Yeah, let's talk about Vader comics.
So one thing I'm looking forward to in these Vader comics, like I said, I'm not as excited about these particular ones.
Yeah, 11 through 20.
Right, but I'm more excited about the conclusion of these, and that's what's going to be important.
Yeah,
so,
which we've hinted at in previous episodes of the podcast.
So let's just go.
All right. So to recap where we got to from here, this Vader series, the 2017 series, picked up like right on the heels of Revenge of the Sith. Right, we talked about this in a previous episode. Like, as Revenge of the Sith was ending, this comic book series picked up. A lot of stuff going on between Vader and Palpatine. And that's really what a lot of this whole series is about. It's about the struggle between Vader, Palpatine, this subtext that's going on between the two of them. Because it's not overt, but at the same time, they both know what's going on. And it's only built upon in the 2015 Vader series when Vader finds out he has a son. Oh, I can have this other guy who can, have my back. And between the two of us, we can fucking wreck Palpatine and whatnot. This is sort of the seeds of that being planted. because a lot of mistrust, a lot of Palpatine testing Vader, Vader thinking Palpatine's testing him, and whatnot. So to recap where we got to from here, Palpatine put Vader on this mission to create his own lightsaber, right?
Right.
You have to kill a Jedi, take his kyber crystal, and do some dark side shit on it and make your own lightsaber based on his crystal that you've
have to have some sort of montage and all that.
Gotta do a montage.
A motherfucking montage.
Yeah. And then to finish off the number 10 series of Vader, he found fucking Jocasta Nu, which is that old fucking bitch from, if you remember, from episode 2, where Obi-Wan goes to her and he's like,
if it's not in the archives, then it does not exist.
Exactly. So, well, apparently, allegedly, she was some fucking powerful Jedi, had a lot of force power, and she kept a lot of these Jedi archives to herself after the Republic fell.
She was making like a whole nother fucking set of them. Like,
yeah.
Like, bitch, who the fuck do you think you are?
Right. And she had
You got any more of these laying around?
Si, senor. She had the list. The fucking baby list that we've seen in both Rebels and the Clone Wars. There have been episodes in both animated series about this fucking list of fucking Force babies, like people that the Jedi know about who have Force abilities. And we're going to keep this list.
The knock list.
Yes, exactly. So Vader found out about this list, found out about Jocasta Nu. You have this list. Tracks her down, finds her. Is about to kill her, and she's like, well, you know why Palpatine wants this list, right? Because he's just going to find another you. He's going to find another person who's force sensitive, who's strong in the force, and they're eventually going to replace you. So Vader's like, oh, shit. So he fucking kills that broad, and then in the process also destroys the list and goes back to Palpatine. He's like, yeah, fuck. It was lost. I don't know what to do, bro.
Yeah, sorry, dude. Tried.
Mm-hmm.
Old bitch had the shit fucking wired. I don't know.
Yeah, and Palpatine bought it, so that was where sort of that whole thing ended. And then with issue number 11, this is Rule of 5, Part 1.
Right.
And this is where Palpatine sends Vader to some fucking outer rim planet with one of the fucking Inquisitors, because you got to remember, Vader was then put in charge of the Inquisitors, which we know from, again, Rebels and not Clone Wars, right? We didn't see them in the Clone Wars.
Not so far.
Yeah.
I'm sure that somebody in the chat is going to, lambaste us for not fucking knowing that. But
yeah, so Vader's in charge of the Inquisitors. They go to fucking whatever this fucking dipshit planet is. And the Inquisitor's like, oh, yeah, we heard there's rumors of a fucking force-sensitive person causing ruckus in this bar. Vader goes in, and there's like these 2 bounty hunters. Well, actually 3. It's like a family, right? It's a mother, a father, and a daughter who are like, oh, yeah, we're going to capture this fucking Sith, this force-sensitive guy, and we're going to do this. We were given this fucking bounty. And
all the machine gun jubblies.
Yeah, all of that. That right there is what we're looking at. So
where were you hiding those, baby?
Yeah. And so going into my notes in issue 11, Rule of 5, Part 1, Jedi bounty hunters, they target Vader, right? They lured Vader to this planet. They fucking specifically targeted him. They destroyed his lightsaber.
Right.
He had a lightsaber there. He was fighting them off. And in the process, they destroyed it.
Right.
He fucking like grabbed the kyber crystal. Like after it was destroyed, he's like, okay, I'm taking this. And
not the first time that fucking Anakin, Darth guy tends to have issues with lightsabers. I mean, it's kind of a thing.
It's his thing. It's what he does.
That's exactly right.
And they kind of insinuated at the end of this, like, oh, this was brought up from the highest chambers of the fucking Imperial Senate and the fucking Chancellor and all that. So we're led to believe at this point that Palpatine set Vader up. That was the way issue 11 ended.
Right.
For issue 12, first of all, I wrote great cover for issue 12 because we got, and all of these really, like every single cover.
The electronic cover is the same as it is.
Yeah. So and
we'd have to be on a pattern delay since we can't see ourselves on the YouTube thing right now.
Yeah, and
Jason doesn't have the screen up.
I could do that. It's just a matter of clicking this. You did that. Oh, there we are.
There it is.
But, and really, you can tell that the artists, they're really good artists. They capture the essence of Vader. They capture all of the Star Wars scenery, all of the planets and everything.
Yeah.
They really make you feel like you're in a Star Wars universe when you're reading these comics. I don't like the way they portray Palpatine. Like every panel that Palpatine's in, he just looks kind of weird. But that could go like to episode 3 and the way he was portrayed in that. But anyway, so we get to
when he had monkey face on.
Yeah. Don't kill me, please. I have the power to save the one you love.
Fucking broads.
Yeah, so Vader's going back to Coruscant to report back to Palpatine, like, hey, this is what I found. He gets attacked again, right? They know Vader's coming in. They specifically target him and his starfighter, and he just, of course, is Vader, and he just wrecks the shit. And he's like, no, I don't fucking think so. So he fucking wrecks the motherfuckers that try to stop him from coming back to Coruscant, and he ultimately confronts Palpatine. He's like, dude, what the fuck, man? Are you trying to test me? Like, what the fuck, bitch?
Yeah.
And Palpatine's like, nah, man, it wasn't me, bro.
Yeah. What did he do? I have had enough of this.
Yeah.
Like, and then it goes into other things.
Yeah.
And I was going somewhere with that. Damn it.
Well, we get to a point now where Palpatine and Vader, they confront, or they have this big presentation in front of the entire Empire military. And we talked about this. Remember when we, like 2 or 3 episodes ago, we talked about that fucking douchebag who fucking wrote this whole, like, 25 things wrong with Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And one of the things that he wrote was, like, what is Vader's position in the Empire? Well, they solidified this in this issue, in issue 12. Vader and Palpatine went in front of the whole fucking Empire military, and they said, and Palpatine said, this guy right here, he's my number 2. Okay. If something happens to me, this is the guy who's in charge. If you need to get to me, go through this guy first. So that's kind of where that whole thing went. And they established that definitive chain of command
right
in front of everybody. Oh, and by the way, we knew that there was some fucking traitor within the Empire officer corps, right? Because Vader had established at that point, if it wasn't Palpatine who like dimed him out to these fucking mercenaries, then it was somebody who was a high-ranking officer in the Empire.
Right. Well, and then I love the tactic of I'm going to pull these people at random and fucking just choke them out to fucking make examples.
Right. And it was 5 people, right? Yeah. And that's hence the title, The Rule of 5. Vader's like, I'm going to pick 5 random people, 5 random officers from the Empire, and I'm just going to fucking kill them. So any of the rest of you bitches that decide that you think that I'm not worthy of being in your fucking Empire or whatever.
Yep. Guess what?
Look. Yeah. This is the way shit's going to be. Yeah.
So, and we get into, I'm glaring for the cover.
Yeah.
But this is it's another good cover art for
yeah. And that's the thing.
13.
Whoever does the cover art and the art in the comic books themselves.
It's
really, really good.
I agree with you though. Aside from the Palpatine, oh, god damn it. Anyway, aside from, like you said, the Emperor, and the Emperor is just done poorly.
Yeah.
It just looks like a fucking, like a beaten bag of fucking raisins.
Yeah.
You know, with some flesh coloring.
Yeah. And I blame George for that. I mean, George, like, he decided, like, instead of just letting this guy age gradually and letting the Force, like, slowly, like, deteriorate him, and it's like one shot, we're just going to make him go from fucking one normal old dude into just like.
Could have got laid one more time.
Yeah. Oh, it looked like a fucking scrotum. But so issue 13 starts. Vader is like reimagining the fight with him and Obi-Wan. This is actually kind of funny, right?
I have the high ground.
Yeah, Obi-Wan's like, I have the high ground. And Vader's like, okay. And he takes all the fucking lava that's surrounding him. He's just like,
yeah.
He like,
there's your high ground, bitch.
Yeah, he splashes it in Obi-Wan's face, and then he fucking kills him.
Oh, melting.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, yeah, that's what I should have done.
Yeah,
when
damn
that
it.
fucking happened. Fuck, I should have just like jumped. I should have used my ultimate powers in the Force, like all this shit that I have, instead of letting myself get emotional and just like, no, I can jump over this asshole. No, I should have just like, oh, this lava? Okay.
Yeah.
Splat out.
Lava bar.
Yeah, think about that scene in Silence of the Lambs, right? Where Clarice is walking through that fucking hallway and the dude's like, splat out. You know, that's what Vader should have done with the fucking lava. Just splat out right in the face.
What should he have done?
Splat out.
And yes, we agreed, Don, that the whole series did have excellent art.
It did. Yeah, really good.
I just realized I kind of like I got to trim my beard because I'm starting to get an Obi-Wan.
Oh, I forgot to mention that about Bob Healy.
Yeah.
Like, so Bob Healy, when I saw him this weekend,
right,
he like had a big fucking beard. Like, and you know, he's got kind of like reddish hair, and when his hair grows in long, you can see it's kind of reddish, and there's a little bit of gray mixed in. Like, he looked exactly like fucking Obi-Wan from Revenge of the Sith.
That's really funny.
Yeah. So
it's a Normanic trait, like, because that's my mine's partially red in here.
And we talked about that. He took like a genetic test, and he's like, oh shit, I had some like fucking Nordic blood in me. So
yeah.
Anyway, we digress.
All us white people came from the same gene pool, honestly.
Germany, yeah.
Wait, that could be no.
Never mind.
That's no. The comments made by Jason at this point do not reflect the All Things Star Wars podcast or Dave.
Technically, I'm like half German, half Irish, so I'm a good split between the two. So
sure.
What? All right, never mind.
Just looking.
So yeah. Oh, Tarkin becomes a big person in these Vader issues.
I have you now.
Oh god. Then the Burning Seas. So starting with issue 13, we get into this whole Burning Seas series where it's like 5 parts where Vader is invading fucking Mon Cala.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Some like seriously. Like, what the fuck, man? What is this supposed to be? What is this? I mean, there's no way that the YouTube audience is going to see it, but god damn, there it is.
There it is. Oh,
look at
hold it right there.
Look at how dumb that fucking looks.
No, but really though, the cool thing about this was I made a note that this 5-part series about going to Mon Cala and all this with the fucking Mon Calamari and all that, it acts like a soap opera, right? Like if you've ever like tried to follow a daytime soap opera, like not a lot happens from day to day,
right?
Because they have a new episode every single fucking day, Monday through Friday, every single fucking week for most weeks of the fucking year. Not that I followed Days of Our Lives in the mid-90s.
I was going to say, man, like, what the fuck?
Not that I watched any soap operas at one point in my life. But anyway, like this whole fucking series follows in the exact same kind of format where it's like not a lot happens from week to week. But this 5-part series, this 5-month series, if you think about it and you break it down, was about Vader going to Mon Cala and trying to quell this, like, not rebellion, but this, like, semi, I guess rebellion?
Not rebellion, but rebellion?
Yeah, where the Mon Calamari, they're like, we don't really like the way the Empire is kind of working. You know, we liked it in the way the Republic, but you guys want all of our resources and you're not going to really compensate us for that. So, no. The cool thing about this was they incorporated both Admiral Akbar, who we know very well, which I don't know if he was even an admiral in this, but Akbar.
It's a trap!
Akbar and General Radis. Radis, who we saw as a prominent figure in Rogue One.
We did.
The two of them together, they really, like, it kind of showed the roots of where they came from as far as, like, opposing the Empire, eventually leading to the rebellion. Yeah, really just how they got the 5 starships, their 5 Mon Calamari starships,
right,
out away from Mon Cala. They broke away from the Empire. They joined the rebellion.
Why do I feel like we're pronouncing? I was trying for the Days of Our Lives, but I couldn't hear it first, so I just had to go by what YouTube gave me. Hang on, we'll fix that in post. Oh no, you know, no. Hang on.
Hey, give me some of that flat Coke over there. The more recent of the flat Coke. Sure.
Do you ever get the impression now, like I was starting to say before I pulled up the wrong music, that we're pronouncing it like calamari, like the fucking like squid, or is it supposed to be pronounced some other way?
No, I think it's pronounced Mon Calamari because remember the fucking robot chicken where Leia's like,
yeah, but that's robot chicken. I mean, how about a side of stuck up bitch? Or no, I'll have a plate of stuck up bitch with a side of fuck you.
Yeah.
What the heck? Oh no, is it maybe it's this one. Oh, which one was it? God, there was one of the soap operas that my grandmother used to listen to, and I remember the music. Damn it. Anyway, go ahead. Continue on.
Me? Oh shit. Okay.
Watch the Clone Wars. No shit, Bronco Fett.
So, okay, we had a really interesting series after this. So the whole Mon Calamari series, I thought was actually really good. It was a 5-part series. You got to see the background of Radis. You got to see some of Akbar and like kind of how the Mon Calamari became part of the rebellion in a roundabout way, which is, you know, the shit happened in fucking Rebels, right? It's like, whoa, we saw how the Y-Wings became part of the rebellion. Oh, we saw how they got all these X-Wings in the rebellion. It's like, okay, I don't know if we need to see that. But
did we see it? Did we really see it?
Yes, we did.
Did we?
Yes.
Okay.
Fuck, what happened?
I don't know. You closed all your shit out.
Shit. Hold on. Don't say a word. Let truncate silence take all of this out. Okay, so we got to issue 18, where it starts out. It's this weird fucking issue where, and it's a one shot, by the way. It's not part of any overarching story or anything else.
Right.
Where Tarkin, Grand Moff fucking Tarkin, is hunting Vader on some fucking weird planet, right? And come to find out, you go back to the fucking whatever the dark seas or burning seas was. Vader asked Tarkin for a favor, and Tarkin's like,
"Oh my god,
save money with Liberty Mutual."
What's happening?
Sorry. Where Tarkin asked Vader for a favor, and Vader's like, "Okay, I'll do this for you, but in return, you have to do a favor for me." This is the return of the favor. You don't realize that from the beginning because Tarkin and some crew of like elite Imperials are fucking hunting Darth Vader on some fucking remote planet. And roundabout way, they're trying to hunt him and they do all the shit to try to fucking like subdue him based on his fucking armor and his abilities in the Force and his TTPs. And they
there's only a handful of people who know what that means.
Good. It's an inside joke. Right. But yeah, they track down Vader, and it's really kind of ambiguous who wins this battle because they get to the point where they subdue Vader, they use the suit, they like do this fucking ion thing where they subdue him, but ultimately he kind of regains his footing and he chokes out fucking Tarkin. And I really feel like at this point Tarkin and his crew would have won in this game of, I don't know, capture the flag or whatever you want to call it.
Capture the Vader.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, Vader like asked as his favor return from Tarkin, like, hunt me. Like, I'm gonna go to this planet, get the best people you have, and try to fucking kill me so that I can find out what my weaknesses are, like what you perceive to be my weaknesses and everything else.
Right.
And it was actually a really cool issue, and it was a one shot. It was like only one issue for this whole story. So
hang on. This doesn't sound like any of them. God damn it. See, these are all like modern ones. Like I remember listening to fucking soap operas when I was a fucking child.
Yeah.
One Life to Live. All right, let's try that one. Come on, Jason. You should be able to hum some of these out.
Well, let's hear it.
Hang on. One Life to Live theme song. Wait a minute. It's a montage.
Gotta do a montage. Ah, god damn it.
Sounds like different strokes.
Yeah.
What the fuck? All right, forget it. It would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
But
Grab issue number 19 from your shit there. Look at that. Look at that motherfucking cover.
Excellent. Look at it.
This was the part 1 of 7, according to you.
Yes. 7.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah, this is called Fortress Vader. So you remember what's his name? Joe Costa or Eth Koth. When we talked about Rebels in season, or not Rebels, but Clone Wars, season 2, Eth Koth,
Yep.
the Zabrak, who
Right.
was on the Republic side. He was
he was the guy with the brown robes, wasn't quite red.
Yes.
It didn't have the red color, but had the other color.
Yes, a Zabrak who was on the light side, who was on the
Right.
Jedi Council for a short period of time.
Wow. All right. Anyway, yes.
Yes, he was part of this issue. He survived the purge, right? And Vader came to hunt him down. The whole this whole fucking issue starts off with him and his fucking wife, who's another Zabrak, giving birth to some fucking Zabrak baby who's got fucking horns sticking out on the top of his fucking head. And I'm like,
ouch.
Yes.
Ouch.
Because
he's crowning. Ah!
Yes, my thoughts exactly, because I'm sure you have been witness to at least 2 births.
I have
been witness to at least 2 births. And it's like, holy shit. How the fuck do Zabraks actually pass a child through that vaginal cavity with those fucking horns? Because this fucking infant, this 1 second old infant, has fucking horns coming out of the top of its fucking head. It's like,
awful.
Why?
Maybe this is why they turn so easily to the dark side, because they're so fucking pissed off.
I know, right?
They never ever will not ever be in pain ever again.
Yeah, because the fucking mother blames that little shit for passing through her fucking vagina.
Fucking bastard.
You ripped the shit out of me as you were coming out, you little fuck. And then in turn, he's angry.
They say that anyway, but that's neither here nor there.
Whatever. Fucking God. If women only knew what it was like for us men to have like a cold or the flu, then maybe, they would know what it's like to.
The views of Jason, once again, are not the views of the All Things Star Wars podcast, and especially not of Dave.
So yeah, we started off with Eth Koth, who we talked about because I saw the name when this comic started, and I'm like, Eth Koth. I know I've seen that name before.
Eth Koth. Is that? I think it was on a bottle of Mucinex.
No, he was a prominent figure in Clone Wars. So we talked about him in season 2 of Clone Wars, and I guess he has a more prominent role after that. Zabrak, light side, has a baby. Vader shows up.
Donald Salsky has the solution set for this. They're born feet first.
Feet first. Allegedly. Do you have proof?
Well, I mean
pictures, or it doesn't count. So
we expect you to draw it.
Yeah.
In detail. And oh, by the way, what's with the fucking giant vaginal cavity in the background of some of these pictures? Like, do they give birth inside a vagina? Like, okay, here's the birthing chamber, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look,
it has to be a vagina.
Woosa. Then, like, okay, look, in the background is a fucking, what is that? What is that? In the, like,
do you know what you're doing?
no,
it's a big vagina.
It's a giant, or it's a giant anus.
Oh,
It's instead of a giant desert anus, it's a giant fucking Zabrak anus because it's got the spikes. But look at it. Like, why is that there in the background? Fucking weird.
I love, by the way, after they, fucking like get the baby and all that, like everybody's carrying this fucking baby around by the fucking head, right?
Haven't you wanted to do that so badly though?
Oh yeah,
it's just like, look, see,
look at this.
I can palm it like
it's a baby.
Never did I ever do that.
No, never.
No, Jason, you've never done that.
What? Nothing.
Oh god.
So basically, Eth Koth dies.
Drink now.
Like Vader kills him. The Inquisitors get the fucking baby. The mother escapes. That's really what happens in issue 19. And then in issue 20, Vader kills some of the couple of lower Inquisitors. So yeah, there's these two fucking Inquisitors who have like googly eyes for each other. They're like, oh, I love you. Oh, I love you too. And all this other fucking sentimental bullshit that I have no fucking time for, honestly. And he like fucking sets them up, right? He fucking like tells Palpatine like, oh yeah, fucking they were like too sentimental. They fucking let this fucking baby shit go, and I'm gonna kill them and fuck them, right? So that happens, and then Palpatine rewards him with, first of all, he gives Vader Padme's fucking Royal Naboo ship, like the silver fucking chrome,
right,
reflective motherfucking starship.
Oh no, Nubian. But,
yeah.
Fuck, I can't think of the name of it. Fuck, never mind.
Yeah, so that fucking whole Naboo, like goddamn royal starship that Padme had in episodes 2 and 3, Palpatine gives to Vader. He's like, "Oh, you might like this." Again, Palpatine just like fucking with Vader. He's digging that knife in,
digging like, go fuck
like,
you.
Like a little bit of
Does
twist,
it smell like her just a little bit?
Twist.
Hey, maybe she go smell her. I bet she got some panties in the fucking drawer still. You can go smell those. Yeah. How do you like that, Vader? Yeah, you must smell like burnt bacon.
Yeah. And then ultimately, Palpatine's like, oh, okay, well, you killed these two Inquisitors, but I'm still going to reward you. You get the ship, and also you get whatever planet you want. And this was where it gets really funny, because Palpatine's like, oh, do you want Naboo? I know you've got a little bit of ties to Naboo.
Yeah. Prick.
Do you want fucking Tatooine? I know you've got some ties to Tatooine.
Yep.
And Vader's just like, fucking Mustafar. Give me fucking Mustafar. So that's like the source of his, like, all of his pain and everything else. Yeah. We talked about it earlier when he made his whole fucking lightsaber and he did the whole corruption of the Kyber crystal and all that. He went to Mustafar and he's like, no, I want fucking Mustafar. And that's where issue 20 ended.
Yep. It's exactly where it ended.
Like, honestly, between all of the comic books that we've talked about, I think the Vader series is the most relevant when it comes to canon, when it comes to like shit that's actually relevant to current canon and the way, like, filling in the gaps that we didn't know.
As far as comic shows, I would agree.
Yeah.
Because Shattered Empire never really materialized into anything.
No, it was just
even though it should have.
It was filler. Much like most of the comic books have been filler, but the Vader series, even more than like the Star Wars series, has been closer to like canon and having real revelations.
Wow, Jason.
Revelations.
I watched like legitimately in the past 3 minutes, he's gotten like, he went from like, oh, I'm feeling pretty warm to like, wow, I'm about to lose my speech pattern.
Yes, what you said. What the fuck was that?
I just started my car.
Wow, he's ready to go. He's like, okay.
Look, it's
can I
fucking
get
cold
out
out, people.
here?
I'll let that fucking run for an hour. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
As long as it's fucking warm.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said.
Yeah.
What?
So there's been more canon contribution in these Vader series than the Star Wars or anything else. It was good. I mean, 11 through 20 was readable.
I
was,
could have done without the calamari storyline, but
I
it
mean,
was
honestly,
okay. But I have yet to read the conclusion, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, so it's
and we've got the hard copies here for
yes.
for reading, so that'll be good.
But yeah, I mean, I like the Radis background because we don't know much about Radis beyond Rogue One. He seemed cool. I mean, I liked him.
Seemed cool. He seemed like a cool guy. I can't do Stewie.
Yeah.
Stewie.
So that's that.
Stewie. Yeah, no, sorry. Can't look. It's been a long fucking week.
Yes.
And it's Wednesday.
As we talked about.
Jason, are we ready for some football? No, we're not ready. What football?
What?
So Bronco Fett has it's arena, right? It's Arena League. I'm looking at my computer like Bronco Fett's there. It's Arena League, right? Bronco Fett. We'll wait.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
He said Bronco Fett says, "Are two ready for some football?"
Well, I know they have what is it?
I thought they had an indoor
American Football League.
No. That already went bankrupt.
Did it?
Yeah, that AAU thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that fucking that went tits up like after the first week. They didn't have enough money to pay the fucking players.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was a whole fucking shit show.
Really?
Oh yeah.
The AAF or whatever.
I thought it was AAU.
I don't know.
Whatever. Regardless, it was fucking it died on the vine.
Yeah.
So, but I'm pretty
Let's go XFL.
Football starts in a week.
What the fuck are we talking about? Football starts in a week.
It's arena. It's Arena League. Right? Arena League. I'm typing it in there like you can't hear me saying it right now or in a seconds of delay. Seconds. See, I fucking hate that shit. I was going to slap it down, but then when it hit the keyboard, fucking cut the whole thing off. And then when I got to say,
yeah,
the Idaho Horsemen. Yes. Is it Arena League? Verify. Over. Jason at this point right now is realizing what a terrible mistake he made.
I've made a huge mistake.
Yet another week where Jason makes a huge mistake.
Hold on.
Stay tuned, folks.
Follow me at Darth Roscom on Instagram. So
for him drooling on himself tomorrow while he's trying to drive to work.
Oh God, fucking hell. Hold on.
AAU, right? Yeah, that's what it was.
Right now on Instagram. Takamaka and Coke next. And we're just gonna go. I've made a huge mistake.
Oh, you know what? There is a joy to sobriety. But you know what really sucks is when like if I mix my medications wrong, like if I like take something and I wasn't supposed to, like too close to something else, I wake up with a fucking horrific hangover like I've been drinking. I'm like, no, it's not fucking fair because never felt like I was drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wake up and I feel like I've been drinking for fucking 12 hours. Go fuck yourself.
Oh,
it's not fair.
I feel like I'm drunk.
You are definitely drunk. I'm telling you, it was, I watched it happen. It was like, it was like twisting like the blinds, like just like it's squeaky. And then the blinds just changed. And it was like, Jason's buzzed, trip. And Jason's drunk. There it is.
Yep.
You should sit in here and play Xbox for like the next hour or so, and then just pass out.
Drink water.
Lots of water.
Lots and lots.
Hide
of
this
water.
bottle, and save it for another. Save it for another time. This would be a good cleanse. You know, tomorrow you can just be like, don't fucking talk to me. I'm fucking hungover.
Yeah.
Go the fuck away. Take your problems somewhere else.
Yeah. That's story of my life. So anyway, next week, can we finish Vader?
Yeah, let's finish Vader next week.
Yeah,
on Monday.
You've got the books.
Yep. I'm leaving them here so you can read them, and then
when will you read them?
I will read them. I'll read them when I get here. That way I'll know I'll read them. Jason, I don't do research. Let's. I mean, come on. What's the difference between I could read them right now and not take any notes,
right,
and not remember anything that I read,
yeah,
or I could read them when I get here, the day we're going to tape, and it'll be fresh in my mind, and I'll actually have something to contribute.
Okay,
doesn't that make sense? Does that make sense? I mean, otherwise, I mean, the end state is, I could take these home with me, and then not read them, and then bring them back. So that you could read them at the last minute, or you could read them and take notes like you do,
or go ahead,
or what?
Or I could read them tomorrow, maybe when I'm feeling better, not intoxicated by Takamaka rum. I read 5 books, and then Friday I bring them to work.
No.
And hand them to you.
No.
And no,
it's not gonna happen.
No,
it's not gonna happen.
Why not?
So I got finals. I got an ethics final. I have to finish writing a paper tonight, and then I have
that was due 2 days ago.
Yesterday. It was due yesterday. It was due yesterday, and it has to get done tonight. I have to write another 1,000 words tonight. So
1,000. Fuck.
Yeah, 1,000 words. So I have to finish writing this paper and get it submitted tonight, so I get less points taken off, and I still have to do a quiz, a final, 2 discussion boards, and a partridge in a pear tree. I'm not gonna have time to read these fucking books until I show up here on Monday, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and I can put down 5 Vader comics. In enough time.
What we can do is Kristen can make me dinner.
There you go.
I'll eat, you read, and then we.
There you go. Perfect.
Start the show, and
let's start the show. Chappelle Show.
Holy fuck, man! This run hit me like a motherfucking ton of bricks.
Let's start the show. It's so funny. All right, folks, we need to get going.
Yes.
We need to say goodbye. Jason needs to start hydrating.
Yes.
Like immediately.
Yes.
I can't wait to text you at like 5:45 in the morning to see what's going on.
I've made a huge mistake.
You might still be drunk at 5:45.
Yeah. Reviews?
Do we have
5-star reviews?
We need 5-star reviews.
Yes, we do.
We need more YouTube subscribers.
Also that.
I would like to get some. What is that? Were you drinking before you typed in the thing? Because you typed in Vader 19 to 20 comics.
Where'd my phone go?
20117. It's right there.
Oh God.
Oh, Jason. Oh boy. So yes. Next week's character of the week. Let's do Biggs Darklighter.
Who?
Biggs Darklighter. Biggs.
Okay.
We'll do it.
All right.
Jason will remember later. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. We'll fix it. We'll fix him in post.
What have I done?
I knew as soon as I saw that bottle. As soon as I saw the bottle, because that shit is no joke. The Takamaka is not to be trifled with, and he has trifled with it.
Yeah.
The amount of we've put many a bottle of those away.
It doesn't help that my tolerance is like down here,
right?
Whereas back in our flying days, my tolerance was like way up here.
Yeah, you tried to hang with the big kids back in the day.
For a while, I did.
Yep. Yeah, well, that would be me too. I'd probably, just from smelling this at this point, I'd probably get fucking, get all liquored up just because my tolerance is so low.
Oh God, what have I done?
Although I had a double at Maker's Mark the other night and it didn't even nothing. Nothing. Anyway. Yeah. Scott Rasmussen just put, damn, hope Dave knows what to click at the end of the show. That's what Lois is for. Lois wonders what's the click.
I mean, what does she click? Really? I mean,
or she double clicks.
For fuck's sake.
All right, guys. We have to end this shit show.
I'm sorry.
It has been an absolute pleasure to entertain you this week. We will see you in a few short days, and we'll keep you in the abreast of what's going to happen to Jason.
He said
within the next 24 hours. So as always, Jason,
Dave,
may the force be with you.
May the force be with you. Now what do I click?
No. Okay, now what do I click?
Right, that.